What are these 5 stones and how do I use them? Well, that's what I'm going to tell you about today. So my name is Marianne and I'm a Canadian living in France, and I'm also a certified sophrologist, which I'll get to in another video. But essentially it's a mind-body technique. And these 5 stones are something that I've had with me for the last 18 years. I actually picked them up in Vancouver 18 years ago when I was going through a bit of a rough patch, and I felt like I needed some sort of grounding exercise to do with myself, for myself, in order to maintain a sense of calm throughout a bit of a rough patch. So I was going for a walk along the beach. I used to live a couple of blocks away from the beach, and I go there fairly regularly. And on this particular day, I was thinking about all of the things that I wanted to evoke for myself and for my friends. And the first thing was support. And I found this stone, which is kind of a rounded stone. It reminded me of the shape of a boat. And so I picked it up and I liked that. Support. And then I was thinking about what else I wanted to evoke for myself. The word that came to mind was openness, essentially not being closed off and just being open to the flow, being adaptable, being flexible, and embracing whatever came my way. And I came to this stone, which is like a white rounded stone, has some edges to it, but it's quite smooth. And I just thought of openness as I picked up the stone. Then, as I was continuing on, I came across, first of all, in my mind, I was thinking of the word love. And then I saw this stone, which is kind of red in color. It looks kind of rusty on camera, but it is red-ish, and it almost looks like a heart. And it reminded me of love. And so I picked that up. Next word I was thinking of was peace. And when I saw this little black stone, quite smooth, I was thinking about, how a lake in the evening when there's no wind and the water is just still and it's reflecting the moonlight and just that peacefulness. That's what I was thinking of with that stone. And then the last stone that I came across, as I was thinking of the word hope, that's sort of the all-encompassing feeling that I wanted to give to myself was hope, a ray of light. And so when I saw this little yellow specked stone, that's what I ended up picking up. Reminded me of how sunlight or light in general can bring light to dark circumstances, and there's like little gray and little black specks in here, but the overall color is yellow, and so I liked that for the word hope. Then I sat down on a log and I wanted to sit with these stones for a bit, so I picked up the stone and I sat and looked over the North Shore Mountains, over the water, and I listened to the waves and I held it in my hands. I was sort of feeling it and I was thinking of support. I was inhaling support. I was exhaling support to every part of my body, and I was sending support out really into the universe. Once I was done with that, I picked up my openness stone and I began caressing it, feeling it, imagining being open, inhaling openness, exhaling openness, sending openness out into the world. Once I was done with that, I picked up my love stone. And once again, I was feeling it with my hands. I liked this sense of feeling, this tactile nature of this practice. And I was sending out love into the world. I was inhaling love, imagining it coming in through my nose and then exhaling it through to my whole body, surrounding myself with love, being loved. And that was my love stone. Then I came to my peace stone, and it was small. Well, once again, I was caressing it. I was feeling the smoothness of it. I was looking at it, and I was imagining a peaceful lake, the water reflecting moonlight. And I was thinking peace, wishing peace for myself, wishing peace for others, inhaling and exhaling peace, everything peace. And once I was done with that, I got to my last stone, which was hope. Hope, shining a light over everything, bringing optimism to everything, choosing hope, knowing that there is hope and that that can be the reason for my actions. And so I felt the stone, and I was just once again sending it out, sending it within, and just really, really feeling into the hope. And once I was done with all 5 of those stones, I put them in my pocket. I later kept them in a pouch, which I would put in my purse for emergencies when I just felt like I needed a little grounding session. Anytime that I was feeling just a little overwhelmed, a little anxious about things, I pulled out my stones and I just felt them for a little bit, and they really did help to ground me in that moment. And I have kept them ever since. Sometimes I put them on my desk. I like to see them in this order. I also like how they have different shapes and colors. I liked the contrast of them. And I sometimes just keep them in a pouch next to my socks in a drawer, and I pull them out every now and again as a reminder. I don't use them anymore, but I do find that it was a really helpful practice for me at that time. And that's why I thought I'd bring it up with you today, because that might be something that you could consider. It doesn't have to be 5 stones, it doesn't have to be stones. It could be shells, it could be pieces of wood, it could be, I'm not sure what else, but use your imagination. I like the tactile nature of this though. And the other thing that you can do is just think of some words that you would like to evoke for yourself, and have something that you can relate to that word, and then sort of meditate on those words using the tactile nature of whatever material you choose, and to sit with those words. And once again, as I mentioned, you inhale and then you exhale, and you imagine that word, the essence of that word, being brought into your body and then being sent through your exhale to all of your whole body, all of your cells, all of your tissues. And so that is the story of these 5 stones. And if you have a similar practice, I'd love to know about it. Put it down in the comments below. If you are interested in mindfulness, I am, as a certified sophrologist, I have a free relaxation session that you can do on your own. It's called Release and Relax, and I'll leave a link to it in the description below. I also have a whole list of guided visualizations on my channel that I put up a couple of years ago. There are also repeats from what I have on my Insight Timer page, so you can also link to Insight Timer in the description. All right, so that's the story of my 5 stones, and I hope it's helpful for you, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.